What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here, and today we're going to be doing some CPU mining on a PS5. Okay, so maybe I lied. More like the BC-250. Now, this is a production model that failed to make it to the PS5. This was originally made for it and no longer made the cut, so technically the PS5 might be a little better. So this was sent out by Son of a Tech. He did do a bunch of GPU mining hash rates with it, so if you have not yet seen his video, be sure to check it out. I will have that link down in that description. So this is actually both a CPU and a GPU within it in this single board here underneath this heatsink. It might be more of an APU. Regardless, it's an AMD GPU and an AMD CPU equivalent to around maybe a 5700X. It's 8 core, 16 thread, but I do believe it lacks a lot of L3 to really be truly good at CPU mining. But we're going to take a look at a few coins and find out. On the front here, we do have 4 USB slots, an Ethernet plug, as well as a display port. This is a complete PC all in its own. You do not need to plug this into any other motherboard. It is also powered by a single 8-pin PCI Express cable. Alright, so let's get this thing plugged in and see what things look like. Alright guys, so I do have this turned on now. I have 2 fans for some cooling up top because this does require external fans. ASRock actually built a rig out of these things with 12 of them in a server case a few years back when Ethereum was still around. So that's kind of sweet there. I remember seeing that and I totally forgot about them until, just a few moments ago it popped in my head. Regardless, so I got these 2 fans going. I got the Ethernet there. I do have a keyboard plugged in. I have the NVMe hard drive going. It is on Hive OS, and at the wall currently, remember, we do have to take 20 watts off for the system. This is currently rocking about 114 watts total at the wall, but just subtract 20 from there. And then coming into here, I am running this rig here off that power supply. Yes, I could have just, shorted out the pins in there to get it to run, but I didn't want to take anything apart because I'm throwing the C1100 FPGA back in this test bench when I'm done with this. So I did have this riser accidentally in the fan when I turned it off, so that was a bad part on me, but it's all to the side now. But that's what I got going on there. That system uses 20 watts, and we have this rocking here. Now, I do looking in the BIOS here, having a quick peek. It can't really do any tweaking. So there is an SVME mode, or I guess SVM mode, and all that is for like VMs and stuff. So we're not doing anything like that. There's nothing to tweak that GPU/APU in here. So we can't do any type of voltages, any type of clock settings, nothing when it comes to the CPU or the GPU inside this thing. So we're going to leave it all at stock. All right, so I'm loading up Zephyr here, and it's only going to use 4 threads on this 8-core, 16-thread CPU. Hive OS is actually saying this only has 12 CPUs in it, so maybe it's only 12 thread, but it's definitely lacking the L3 cache to fully utilize this CPU. At the wall, we are using about 123 watts, so this is about 100 and I guess 124 there. So we are about, I guess, 103 to 104 watts at the wall while mining Zeph. And the hash rate is only looking like about 2 kilohash. So that's not looking too hot, at least for a random X coin. All right, so I am trying Virus coin now. SRB miner wouldn't detect any CPUs or GPUs or anything. So I am going with Hell Miner at about 11.59 mega hash. And we're using about 138 watts at the wall. So take our 20 off, I guess 139. We're actually at about 119 watts. And that is a lot of power for such low hash rate on this thing. This is not very good for Virus coin or anything so far. And as for Vish AI, which does use yes power, we are about 1.5 kilohash here. But again, we're now using 156 watts at the wall minus that 20. We are about 136 watts. Way too much power. On a CPU, this algorithm is actually very, very efficient. Way more efficient than even Virus coin. All right, so far it's looking like CPU mining on this thing isn't very efficient at all. You're definitely better off with some straight up consumer grade Ryzen CPUs. Now, because you are using the power of both the GPU and CPU, no matter what, it only makes sense that you should mine with both of them at the same time. So I do have both Yes Power and Radiant mining away. We can see 1.48 kilohash on Yes Power and only 298 megahash on Radiant. And with both of those on, that is 193 watts at the wall, so about 173 watts. Again, not very efficient for mining. Alright, so for something to do, I figured it would be a good idea to possibly try, even though it doesn't have the L3 to run all of GR there for all the threads, to try XMRig for Raptorium on the CPU and WildRig Multi for Raptorium. But it doesn't seem like it wants to run. And here we can see that there's only 12 threads. So this is actually a 6-core, 12-thread CPU here, but XMRig doesn't even want to begin mining Raptorium for some reason, and WildRig doesn't seem to find any OpenCL threads. So I cannot get Raptorium working here. You know, maybe I'll get it figured out eventually, but right now, this thing is just straight up not looking that good for mining. Alright guys, so that pretty much does wrap up this video. You know, overall I am excited. This was a lot of fun, but it just doesn't look like it's worth it to mine on these things. Now some people have been picking these up for only like 79, 80 bucks in bulk orders. You know, you can get the 12 ASRock case on eBay and stuff. So people have been buying and ordering these. I know a few people in my Discord ordered quite a few of them. Now, obviously, if you have cheap power, it doesn't matter. The ROI may be decent. I'll get all the numbers together, and sometime in the future, we'll look at the real-time profitability. But right now, just initial views here, it does look like this thing is literally trash. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Rabid out.